If you're not on mute, just make sure you stay on mute. If you have questions, you come off mute. That's cool. We're cool with that. But that way we can kind of get through it without all the background noises and such. So today we're going to talk about 21 ways to generate buyer and seller leads. Now, one thing I probably can guess from just typical real estate agent is that you're hoping today that you're going to find one of those secret, silver bullets, a secret recipe with that secret ingredient that's going to help you grow. And the reality is, we'll talk about that. It's a challenge. So remember, as always, unplug. Now is not the time to be on other phone calls, close everything out. Be present, not just physically, but mentally as well. Focus on this. No distractions, okay? So, question for everyone. Who drives a car? Okay, we've got some folks that drive cars. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I like to see that, right? It's good. You know how to get around and do stuff. What happens if I just take this car here and I go driving down the road and I just hop on the interstate here and I go to Los Angeles? I get on the interstate and I just keep driving and driving and driving to Los Angeles, but I don't stop. I never get off. What's going to happen with that car?
You're going to run out of gas.
Yeah, I'm going to run out of gas, right? I can't get from point A to point B without having to stop and get some gas. I'm going to run out. I'm going to be on empty. So I can't get anywhere. I can't make any progress on my journey if I don't have fuel in the vehicle, right? And a car constantly has to be refueled. It's not like we fill it up one time and we're done, correct? Can we agree with that? All right, y'all see where I'm going with this? What is the fuel for your business?
People and contacts.
People, contacts, different. We're in the neighborhood. I'm looking for a specific word.
Community.
What's the fuel for our business?
It's gonna be leads.
Leads, right? Haha. Tie it back to the class title, right? How to generate leads. If you're not continually generating leads, you are going to run out of gas in your business. And what I will tell you is, to run a successful real estate business, you need to be putting a minimum of 10 new people, 10 new leads into your database every single day. If you're not at 10, you are going to run out of gas, right? You're going to run. It's just the hard reality of the business, right? We are in a people business. We work with people. We help them buy and sell houses. It's people. So we have to have people, right? Just if I always use the shoe store analogy. If I have a shoe store and I have no shoes to sell, I'm in trouble, right? If I have shoes and no people to sell, I'm in trouble. So you need listings, which are your shoes, and you need people to buy them from you, correct? And there's no better time to make sure you are doing this than right now. I don't care what the news says. I don't care what's going on in the marketplace. Now is the time to be generating real estate leads. And that's the answer, by the way, 365 days a year. Now is the great, not tomorrow, not yesterday, now. Make sure you're generating new leads right now. And the reality of it is, it's not like some magic trick, right? They're not just going to magically appear in your database. You're not going to log into kvCORE and go, oh, wow, my 10 leads for today have appeared, right? That doesn't happen. It's not going to happen, right? You have to get out there and you have to find the leads. That's what we do. If you really want to boil it down, we are in the business of generating leads. And those leads hopefully will close on real estate. All right, so that's just kind of the mindset we have to have. We have to understand that our job, first and foremost, is to generate leads. 10 new leads per day into your database every single day. Now, does that mean all 10 of those people are ready to buy or sell or rent today? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But they will buy, sell, or rent in the future. And they know people who are going to buy, sell, and rent in the future. So we want to get them into our database and start working with them. All right, so our 21 ways, number 1 is the obvious one. It is your sphere of influence. This is your friends, family, close connections, right? If you go to My1Blue and go to the knowledge base and search database inspiration, we have a list with like over 100, I think it might be more than 100, more than 200, I think, different people, if you will, to kind of jog your memory of people that you know. Who cuts your hair? Who does your manicures? Who does your pedicures? Who do you get your dry cleaning done with? Who cuts your grass? Who services? All of these different things to try to get your mind going. Another great place to find, sphere of influence. We all have it. It's our secret weapon. We all have one. I bet you within 5 feet of you right now, you have the number 1 tool that you could ever have to be successful in real estate. And it's called a smartphone. It's called your cell phone that has a contact list in it. If they're worthy enough to be in your phone as a contact, they are worthy enough to be in your database. Because even if they don't live here, even if they just bought a house, they know people who are looking to buy, sell, or rent. And even if they are somewhere else, you can do referrals to anywhere in the world. On average, 3 referrals is the equivalent of 1 sale. And hell, depending on where you refer to at the average price point, 1 referral to New York is like 1 sale for us down here, right? So don't discount the power of referrals. Does it matter how you get the money? No, a commission check is a commission check is a commission check. Whether it's a referral or it's a straight commission right from a deal that you worked, okay? So don't discount this. Make sure you're staying in contact with them. Now, our second way to generate buyer and seller leads, and this is one of my favorite, is Facebook groups. Go out there and join as many Facebook groups that are geared around real estate, community, neighborhoods, garage sales, things that are for sale, so swap type groups, and just get engaged. And you'll see quite often there will be questions or comments about the real estate industry. Make sure you're joining these groups as your Facebook business page, not your personal profile, and make sure you're interacting, commenting, providing value. Don't get in there and sell. Get in there and provide value. You can also, quickly learn what are some of the trending topics, what are some of the common threads, questions that people are asking, and that gives you some good insight of what you could do in content creation world to help be the expert, be that trusted expert before they hire you to be their agent. So check out those Facebook groups. Our third way is the for sale or for rent by owners. These are tough. Let's not kid ourselves, right? These are people who definitely have a need to sell, right? If it's a for sale by owner, we know they want to sell. If it's a for rent by owner, maybe they're willing to get rid of all the hassles and headaches of property management, those 3 a.m. phone calls, or that phone call on the holiday that the oven's not working, right? Or the phone call that there's been a shooting in the apartment. Y'all laugh. We actually had that once at a property we managed as a company. Well, actually, we didn't get the phone call. We found out about it on the 11 o'clock news, Channel 9. But, that happens. It's true story. Okay? So these are great opportunities. The challenge is they typically don't see the value in working with a real estate professional. So that's up to you to be confident in your own value, right? If you don't believe in your heart that you can bring them value, that you can sell their home for more money than they can in a shorter amount of time than they can, then they will never believe it. So you have to start with yourself. You have to sell yourself on yourself first. And for some of us, that's a problem. You have to have ego in this business. You have to be able to walk in there and know that you are, not only do they need to hire an agent, they need to hire you because you are the best agent. There is no other agent in Orlando that is better suited to help them sell that house. If you don't believe that, you'll never get the listing. So you have to believe it. Now, our fourth way to generate buyer and seller leads, expired listings. Now, these are going to start coming back a little bit more now. They're not been that plentiful, but it's still a tried and true way. You already know they want to sell. For whatever reason, it didn't sell. If it didn't sell, the number one and only reason it didn't sell is that it was overpriced. So we got to get in there and meet with them to find out what it was. What was the value? Was it an issue? Maybe the price is okay. Maybe it's a little high, but the photography sucked. The marketing sucked. For the last 2 years, we had a philosophy. You just put it in the MLS, wait 5 minutes, and you had multiple offers, right? It was like a TV dinner, no prep time. Who needs a chef? You can just pop it in the microwave, instant dinner. Well, that's how the real estate business has been. Now, agents are starting to learn that it's going to take a little bit of skill to sell a house. You can't just put it in the MLS, plant a sign in the front yard, and pray that it's going to sell. So maybe they need the help of an expert. And since yes, I'm talking to you, since you are the best agent in the area to help them sell their house, they should hire you. And that's the reason why it didn't sell, because they didn't hire you. If you don't believe that, they won't. Ego, I'm telling you, you got to have some level of ego. And if you don't have it, you need to fake it until you make it. Now, the next one is also a bit of cold calling, right? So you'll see a mix of things throughout the 21 items, but I call this one 5-5-10. You have geo-farming, circle prospecting, all that fun stuff. Find a just listed, just sold. Going to call 5 houses to the left, 5 houses to the right, 10 houses across the street. If you want to get really, really aggressive, 10 houses behind. And we're going to call them and see if it just sold. We're going to say, hey, Mr. Smith, did you see the Jones just sold their home? We had a lot of buyers that were interested that weren't able to get their offer, into that property, get it accepted. Do you know of any of your neighbors that are looking to sell? Because we have interested buyers in your community. And they may or may not. Now, if it was just listed, I'm going to call them and say, Mr. Smith, I don't know if you noticed, but the Jones just put their house on the market. Have you seen the photos yet? No? Okay, you can send them a link to your website, right? So that they can go look at the photos, because everybody's a nosy neighbor. Everybody wants to see what the Jones did. Did you see the kitchen upgrade? Oh my, it's awesome, right? So they get on the and then ask them, hey, I don't know about you, Mr. Smith, but I would much rather pick my neighbor rather than roll the dice and get a bad neighbor, right? Don't you agree? They're going to say yes, because who would say no, unless they're just weird. That's possible. I mean, that would happen if you call Faith. So, see if you're paying attention, right? So, great. Who do you know that might be looking to move and would be interested in living in your neighborhood? I'd be happy to talk to them. It doesn't have to be your listing. You have to watch your language, right? Make sure you're not saying it's my listing. Now, if it is, great. But those are options. And if you go to our knowledge base, myoneblue.com, we do have a script book with 5-5-10 scripts for just listed, just sold. So check those out. Now, next up on our list, number 6 is buyer and seller workshops. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but we have a real estate school. And part of having a real estate school means we need classrooms. And I will say, more often than not, those classrooms are empty, especially on weekends. And we rarely have 2 classes at one time, so there's always typically a classroom available. So why not hold a complimentary first-time homebuyer workshop? Or what about a workshop for sellers on guaranteed offer programs? Or come learn how you can renovate your home before you list it without any out-of-pocket money and pitch them Curbio. Or how about a veteran homebuyer workshop? If you speak Spanish, how about a homebuyer workshop in Espanol? If you speak Creole, what about one in Creole? Right? There are other members of the community that English is not their first language. So if you have that skill set, do that. Partner with vendors. So get with Joe, get with Heidi, get with other vendors, see if y'all can come up with a plan. Maybe do like a Saturday morning. You can have donuts and, coffee and orange juice, or, something like that. So it kind of entices them. And then leverage us to help you market it. You market it yourself. I'm not going to do it if you're not doing it. Okay. I'm not your bitch. Right. But if you're out there marketing, I will help you. Okay. I will help you. We'll put it on our Facebook page as well as an event. We will help you do it. Right. So take advantage of that. Just reach out, see when the class, let us know when you want to do it, and see if the class is available. I would steer away from Wednesday and Friday evenings. Wednesday, a lot of folks go to church, and Friday evening, Seventh-day Adventists can't come, and that's a huge population here in Central Florida. So you want to be mindful of that for attendance reasons. I wouldn't do it on Sunday mornings either, right? Unless you're doing it after church and you talk to the pastor. And maybe you offer some finger foods after and invite the pastor to come. Because one thing I will tell you is where the pastor goes, the flock shall follow. Hear me? Hear me? It happens. True story. Worked at a hotel in a place called Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina. We had a Sunday brunch. And tell me how I marketed that. We went and found all the local pastors and had a church special. Because where the pastor goes, the flock shall follow. Look at Faith going, yeah. All right. Number 7 on our list. Targeted blog articles. All right, so we're gonna have a blog class because y'all need some help with just the mechanics of putting the blog on the site, right? And we're gonna work on some using Grammarly and some other tools, okay? But I applaud the initiative. What we need to do is make sure we're targeted. We're not just posting content to post content. What is your ideal customer? That's number 1, right? What is the avatar of your customer? You're looking for first-time sellers, first-time buyers, right? Price point, location. And then we want to find out what type of content appeals to them. Earlier, we talked about Facebook groups. And then you could start to kind of see a trend of common questions or common conversations that are coming up. Then take that information and write a blog article that answers it. Case in point, I shared this with someone on Saturday, was I was seeing a lot in the real estate mastermind groups, the question of what is and is not a bedroom. Does it have to have a closet? Does there minimum square footage? And there was so much disagreement, it cracked me up. So what did I do? I went out and researched. I pulled Florida building code. I contacted a couple of appraisers, and I wrote a blog smartly titled, "What is a Bedroom?" Can I tell you, if you Google what is a bedroom, we're on the first page of Google, and every time I see that conversation come back up again, I share that blog. It's actually in the top 3 most visited pages on our school website. Why? Because I went out there, I saw a trend happening. I was active in the groups. I saw it happening and I answered back to it. Because as a broker, I want to be other agents out there. I want to be their broker before we're their broker. I want to be seen as that trusted source of reliable, unbiased information. Just as you need to be with consumers. You need to be their realtor before you're their realtor. Be out there and provide that trusted information. And you want to be relevant, so you got to go out there and do some research and some recon to find out what are people talking about. What is the common thread? And target that. Keep your blogs short. Keep it 300 to 500 words. Dissect it up. If you're going to do a list, keep it below 10. Once you get to 10 things, that's too much to read. And the more things on your list, the shorter each of those items should be, because people ain't going to read that. All right, so targeted blog ideas or articles. Number 8 on our list is marriage and engagement announcements. These still happen. They're still in the paper. So get online, find out who's getting married and who's getting engaged, all that good, or who just got engaged, who's about to get married, all that fun stuff, right? Because what happens when two people who don't live together get married? They got to move into the same house. So maybe they got to sell one or two, or maybe both, maybe they got to buy one, right? You never know. So send them a congratulations card. Get creative. Get bold. That's a great way. Marriage and engagement announcements. How about number 9? Divorce attorneys. Look, people, we call this a whale. You go build a relationship with one divorce attorney, one divorce law firm, and hopefully they'll send you customer after customer. Because if a couple is married living under one roof, someone's going to have to move out, right? And there's a chance they might have to sell the marital home in order to buy their own properties. So you could get 2 or 3 deals out of it. Now I will cover, make a caveat here. Make sure it's a happy divorce when you go meet with them, because I did go to a conversation once where it was not very amicable and a gun was involved, and I left. I said, y'all cray cray. I go outside and call him the po-po, and then I left. Because yeah, a gun came out because she was batshit crazy. She was. I was like, I'm bye now. Peace. On that same thread, just like divorce happens, so does death. People die. It's a reality. Building relationships with probate attorneys to be able to be a trusted source, to be able to help sell the family's estate. Right? There's also some certifications that you can get from the National Association of Realtors that will help you with this and help you understand and how to navigate these things. But here's another example, like a divorce attorney. You build a relationship with a probate attorney. That is the gift that keeps on giving. You maintain that relationship. You take care of that person. That person is going to continually feed you customers. Make sense? Nod your head. Say yes. For those that know. Number 11, network LinkedIn. I should have put on. I should say network on LinkedIn. But get on LinkedIn. This is very much underutilized. And it's different content that you should be posting on LinkedIn than you would be doing with Facebook or Instagram. First and foremost, it's your personal page, right? It's your LinkedIn profile. But sharing content is we're trying to target people with LinkedIn that are moving to the area. This is a great source of relocation business. So maybe writing a blog, top 5 reasons to move to Orlando or to Tampa or to Pembroke Pines or wherever, right? And what you should do is also go into the data that we have. There's a couple different data sources we can help you with. Where are people moving to Central Florida or South Florida or the Tampa Bay area from? What other states? It's New York, it's Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Illinois, and California, our top feeder markets. So what are we doing to target those people? So I would go to those markets and I would find companies that have work from home. So who what companies in those markets allow work from home, do some research. Job boards are a great way, right? Go to New York City and search for job openings in New York City that are work from home. You're welcome. What company has the most job postings? You're welcome. Right? And then now you know who to target. Now you start connecting with people that live in that area and work for that company. You're welcome. Sending them LinkedIn requests. Oh yeah. But also agents. What agents are in that area? Because typically if they're going to sell a house, they're going to need a referral. So there's an idea for you. Our next tip, number 12, is video tips. I know you're sick of me saying video. Everything I do, video, 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 right? There's a reason. You got to be doing video. If you're not doing video, you're dying. Your business is dying. Or your business is not going to grow. So, how about doing video tips like you want to share on LinkedIn? Your top 5 reasons to move to your area. Take that blog that you just wrote and make that your script to record the video. So you're only creating one thing. I'm creating one piece of content, and I'm just going to post it in written form, and I'm going to post it in video form. And because I wrote it and I use that as my script, I can also upload that to YouTube as the closed captioning, right? Which will help my search engine results. Because anyone know what the #1 search engine in the world is? You can unmute yourself and the answer.
Google.
Google, right? And what's the #1 video website out there?
The tube of the U.
The tube of the U. And who owns the tube of the U?
Google.
Googs.
Google. Oh shit. So maybe you could boost your Google results by posting videos on YouTube. And if people want houses for sale in Orlando, or best real estate agent in Orlando, or things to do in Orlando, do they do that in Facebook or do they do that on Google? They do it on Google. Right? You can share that same content on Facebook as well, and on Instagram and on TikTok and everywhere else, but you're doing one piece of content, sharing it multiple places. So do video tips, buyer tips. You know, hi, I'm Kevin Johnson, Century 21 One Blue. If you're looking to buy a home, here are my 5 tips to make the process as smooth as possible. Tip number 1. Tip number 2. The end. Well, those are my 5 tips to buying a home and making it a stress-free process. If you have questions, you can always reach out. My cell phone number is blah, 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 blah. You can also follow me on social media at C211Blue or visit my website, right? And make sure you have that as text on the video. There you go. Boom, you're done. Easy content. And here's the best part. It's always working, even when you're sleeping. It's like having a 24/7 sales assistant. Number 13 is hobby networking. What do I mean by this? We all have hobbies. We all have things we like to do, whether it's boating, crocheting, amateur photography of feet, cars, right? Racing, you name it, right? We all have hobbies, cooking, whatever that is. If you enjoy it, go out and join groups. Meetup.com. Meetup.com is a great website to find other groups in the area that have interests. So crocheting groups and all that fun stuff. Get out there and do something you like to do and meet new people to get them in your database. Book clubs if you like reading, right? If you like model trains, there is an organization or a group for everything. Even things you never thought about that would exist, there are groups for, believe it or not. Right? So take advantage of that. Then you're taking prospecting and making it something that you like to do anyway. And when you go to these events, wear your swag, wear a t-shirt. I'm looking on the call right now. I see 3 people in total wearing Century 21 swag right now. But wear your swag as much as you can. It works. Look at that. There's Joe's. It's blurring it out though, but hey. All right, number 14, in-person networking events. Now, caveat, I am not talking about anything to do with real estate. So no, not your local board, Christmas party and appreciation parties and classes. I'm talking about people. What is your ideal avatar? We talked about that earlier. What is the ideal customer for you? So I'm talking about going to network events that are going to have the most amount of people like that in it, right? Because the goal of going to this is to generate leads. If you're in Orlando, or if you're in Tampa, or if you're in Pembroke Pines and you're going to hang out with other realtors in that same area, that's not really helping you to generate consumer leads, right? Because that's your competitor, right? They may be friendly, you may like them, but they're still your competitor. So where can you get out and get into networking events? BNI groups are a great resource. Local chamber groups, all that type of stuff. Those are great ideas to be able to find some of those. Connecting with agents in feeder markets. I don't know if you know this, but you're part of the world's largest real estate agent network. We have real estate agents anywhere in the world. With anywhere. I cracked myself up. You can find a real estate agent anywhere with anywhere. If y'all don't remember, Realogy is now called Anywhere. Right? So the Anywhere Real Estate Network is not just anywhere, it's everywhere. Right? Over 100 total countries represented, over 400,000 agents around the world. Just within the Century 21 system, we're in 85 plus countries, 160,000 agents, 14,000 plus offices, right? So where are people moving from? I named some of the states. So get out there and connect with agents in those markets on your personal Facebook page first, right? So go out there and start adding friends in New York, New Jersey, Chicago, right? All throughout Illinois, California. Go connect with agents. And then once they like you or accept your friend request, then invite them to like your page. Build that network. And then obviously, since they're a real estate agent, as you connect with these people, you know their name and address. You can just Google it, right? We can go to the Google and send them a handwritten note card saying, hey, thank you for connecting with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever. If you ever have any referrals for the Central Florida area, I'd love to be of service. Include a couple of your cards, put a stamp on it, send it out. Right? Build those relationships. It works, people. All right. We're doing good on time. Number 16, be the coffee house consultant. What do you think I'm talking about here?
Going out to your local coffee place and just chatting with people, sparking up conversations and seeing what they have and then answering their questions. Yeah, maybe.
Close, yeah. You're really close. You're like right next to what I'm looking for. If you're wearing your swag, go work at the local Starbucks or the little, Foxtail or whatever coffee house is in your area. One that has tables and lots of foot traffic.
Yeah, but those people don't let you do that.
Okay. Make sure and just work from there. Do whatever you're doing. Instead of doing it in your home or here at the office, go to the coffee. People are going to see Century 21. And you know what that tells them?
You're an agent?
You're a real estate agent. And the number one question you're going to get, so how's the market? Well, that depends, Jared. Are you looking to buy, or are you looking to sell or invest? And then whatever the answer is, it's great. but I want to tailor my it's great to whether they're looking to buy or sell or rent. Or invest, I should say. But just by being there, like, it kills me that so many people are, you be out. Your job is to meet people. So unless you have people coming through your house on a constant basis all day long that you don't know, you need to get out. And if you do, that's just weird. Faith probably does. Join your local chambers, number 17. Join. We have several small chambers. There's also chambers that are targeted on demographics, like there is an LGBTQ chamber. There's, Hispanic chambers, African American chambers. So join local chambers to get to meet new people and get exposure for your business. Right? And some of these for personal memberships are very, very affordable. I mean, I'm talking less than $100 a year. Remember, you got to meet new people. So you got to get out there. Geographic farming. Getting out there and really working the neighborhood, working the community. All right? What are you doing from a digital perspective, from a direct mail perspective, to get your name in front of people? When you do geographic farming, your goal is to saturate a geographic area with your name. You want to be the first name they think of when they think real estate. Just as when most people, you ask them, hey, name me 3 car insurance companies, Geico is usually the first or second one. Because Geico has what's called mind share. You want mind share in your farm. Now, if you have 1,000 homes in your farm area, I would encourage you to start small and leverage cold data, which you all get. And if you haven't heard, if you were to go buy the package that we have bought for you, that would cost you $1,590. You can't pay that monthly. It has to be paid up front for a year. And we are paying for that for you. Every contact has over 250 points of data. You can find out if they have gold cards, platinum credit cards, what kind of cars they drive, how much they owe on their cars, what their mortgage is, what their equity is. You can find out if they have pets, so they have cats or dogs. Do they like tennis? I mean, it's ridiculous the amount of stuff that's there, and it's accurate. We have tested a couple people. It's accurate, right? But go in there and find people, like, what the churn rate is in that neighborhood. On average, how often do people sell? And so target people that are about a year or two ahead of that. So if the average home sells every 5 years, starting at year 3, you want to make sure you're saturating. So that takes my 1,000 list of homes and it brings it down smaller. So maybe I do a monthly mailer to those and then a quarterly mailer to the entire farm. Right? So just some ideas. Create community pages. We talked earlier about Facebook groups, but how about creating your own community page? I created one called Florida Real Estate Mastermind. We have over 1,000 members right now and growing, because my goal is for our school to be one of the thought leaders in the real estate discussion. So I created that for real estate agents. And every other group out there was focused on a specific city. And I said, well, what if we created something bigger and focus on the entire state? So that way, in addition to just masterminding, we could also work referrals. Okay. So I also did the same thing for my community. So Sawgrass Orlando, and I went out and I bought sawgrassorlando.com and actually forwards it right to the group page. And so post content in there. If it's for your community, post, you can set up kvCORE to share into that group or to that page new listings within that area as they hit the market automatically. It will just do it for you. All right. Then every month, you already have a Canva template created for you. Post a community update every month. Right after the first month, you actually have to go work it. You have to go dig in the MLS to get the data, right? Because it's not like MLS is putting out, stats for you on every single community. But you can go create how many homes were sold, how many homes are currently available for sale, right? How long did the ones that sold, how long were they on market for? And then you can go back a year and check and see and do the calculation. And now you're providing value for that neighborhood. And it's free. Free. Okay. Number 20, sponsor community events. We have every year, we haven't done it for COVID. I think they're bringing it back next year. We're starting them again. Festivals, we had the spring festival and the fall festival, and I would sponsor the photo booth. Because if somebody wants their photo, how are they going to get their photo? They got to register and give me their email address. And they have to give me their phone number in case there's a problem. And guess what? I'm going to invite all of them to my community page I've created. How about looking at your local PTA, local schools, their sporting, do they have opportunities for you to sponsor, like, signs on the outfields and stuff like that? These are the things you should be thinking of. What can you do? These are often very, very, very affordable. It's only a couple $100 once a year for me to sponsor the photo booth. And I bring a vendor out and they do it. I don't have to do this shit. Okay? So think about things that you can do like that. All right. Did I not have 21? I think I doubled the number somewhere in there. All right. What questions? Oh, you know what? Haha. I put a slide in the wrong order. Hold on. My last tip was follow up and serve. Right? The best way to generate leads is from your existing database. So as you're building your database, continue to follow up and serve them. Don't be a salesperson, lead with service, and put them on an appropriate follow-up plan. Whether that is every month, whether that's every week, make sure it is custom to that person, right? And that you're adding value. If it's a community lead, they live in your community that you're farming, well, once a month, send them a market update about how their house is doing value-wise. kvCORE does that for you. It prepares with all, you do nothing. It's like the old Ronco dehydrator. You set it and forget it. Easy. It literally takes you like 30 seconds to create it. Right? You do a blog. How about a blog on, we have the holiday season's coming, so a lot of people like to go find and look at and drive and look at holiday lights. People love to go watch fireworks for New Year's Eve, so a list of all the places that they can go watch New Year's Eve. Or how about once a month, find a place, kind of like the Spectrum News 13, they do the Florida on a tank full, someplace that you can drive from Central Florida to and back on one tank of gas and go visit a local attraction. So maybe you email one of those every month to your entire sphere, because everybody appreciates that. Right? So I'm not trying to sell them. I just want them to remember my name. All right. So what questions doth you have? Those are my 21 tips.
I have a question.
That's good. This is the question session.
You were talking about going to networking events. Are you suggesting that we do like a booth, like a table rental, or just go and walk around?
Yes, yes, and yes. Do it all, right? You want to do a booth? Do a booth.
What type of things would you like? What type of things would you have available for the people who are walking around at those events?
Well, it depends on the event and what's the, think about any trade show you've ever been to. What's some kind of tchotchke you can give away, or what, maybe it's just brand awareness, start small. But it's just getting out there. Maybe you do a raffle. Maybe you get a little gift basket, right? And they give that away. Or maybe you work with a sponsor to see if maybe y'all can get like an iPad mini or something, and they can register. I mean, iPad mini is what, $300? So you're going to a 2-day festival and you're running a table, right? I promise you, you get a sponsor to help you out. Maybe 2 sponsors, y'all chip in on it. Now you're getting $100 a piece, right? And what people will sign up for free iPad? Hell yeah. Because your goal is to generate leads. Right? If it's a local, get creative, like with the photo booth thing. Maybe that's what you do at your booth. You get a photo booth. Find ways that people that are going to want to come and engage, interact with you. Like we did, one year we were the official real estate company for the Orlando Solar Bears. Yielded us 0 in return, by the way. But at the Florida Realtor Expo, we had a booth for the school, and we gave away hockey puck. I thought I had one hockey puck stress balls. It was a stress ball in the shape of a hockey puck with our information on it. And we'd walk around, you see people squeezing them. Like, okay, that's fine. So just think about tchotchke stuff like that. What would someone use a lot? Sometimes a ruler. Like I always use a ruler, especially if I'm looking at data on a spreadsheet or something, or a tape measure, with your logo on it. That's always an option. A bottle opener. I mean, you can find out, something.
If your
But
kids
you
are
always-
involved in,
What's that, Joe?
I was gonna say, if your kids are involved, if you have young kids and they're involved in school and they're in school and you're involved in it, kids always need supplies. Rulers are a great, what kid is gonna throw away a ruler? They're gonna need it all year long, and they're very inexpensive. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that, Kevin.
No, great. This is the interactive portion of the program.
These are out there. I mean, everything that you went over today is amazing, guys. If you use 20% of it, your business is going to grow beyond your wildest dreams. It really is.
The challenge is that you, for lack of a better term, everyone, you have to get off your ass and just do it. You can't keep talking about it. You can't keep thinking about it. You can't say, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Today's the day. I met with an agent over the weekend, and we had a serious heart-to-heart conversation about this agent's business. And one of the things that was lacking was a social presence. And this agent's known for kind of being an analysis paralysis, wanting it to be perfect before you go. He would put something out. And my question for this agent, and my question for you, is if this is your mindset, I want it to be perfect before I do it. Are you perfect? As a human being, are you an absolutely perfect person? And if you're answering yes, you're lying. And then B, if you're answering no, and you're not living in your bedroom under covers and never going out, shut up. You're okay with not perfect, okay? Because none of us are perfect, and we go out and we interact with people every single day, right? Go out there, make mistakes. I've posted stuff with typos like, crap, and hurry up and go change it and go fix it, right? It's gonna happen. We're human, and as humans, we're flawed. And that's okay. That is okay.
To succeed, you have to fail. There's no other way around it.
Yes. And trust me, I know I'm the expert on failing. Oh, yeah, right? If you don't know good failure, you'll never know great success. Fail often, fail fast. Right? I had a boss once. It was a new job, and I met with him, and he goes, "Look, we're going to be trying new things, and things aren't going to work. But here's what I'll tell you right now: I will never ever be mad at you or fire you because you thought outside the box. You tried something new, and it blew up in your face because you tried. I will get pissed, and I will fire you if you get stuck in analysis paralysis and wait for something to be absolutely perfect before you do it."
Any tips for Halloween coming up? Because my friend, she's gonna decorate her house this year instead of the kids going around, because the kids are older now. Me and her kids are older, so we're gonna decorate her house, and we're gonna have candy and stuff like that. Would you suggest we put the business cards in the little candy treat things?
If you're giving out bags with candy, I absolutely would have a business card in there.
Okay.
The other thing too, one of our agents, I forget who it was, did last year. They gave away they had a raffle. They sat in their driveway and they were giving out candy, and they did a little raffle for a gift basket or something. So people could sign up for it. You know, so just think about, again, your goal is ideally to get information from them. So what can you give away? But alternatively, yes, throw business cards in there. They're cheap.
Yeah. Can I add to that?
Yeah.
So First American had a flyer also for like Halloween safety tips for the kids, and you can put your information on that. I did that one year.
Did you hand them out that night or prior?
So we had in our area like different events going on, and people like just coming through the area, that community garage sale, things like that. So I had those out with me. I have one somewhere. It's old, but I know I still have one. I can share it with everybody later.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, do a social post even, right? Get people to engage. It's not always, you know, social. If you get them to like your page, like your post, that's a win, because you can retarget and market to those people. Right? Any other questions or thoughts or comments?
To touch base on Faye's earlier question, on average, how much does it cost to like rent a booth at the certain events? Just a rough cost.
It is all the events are different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it could be down to, you know, $40-$50 to 500 to 1,000, just depends on the event. Like if you wanted to go to get one at the Home Expo, you're paying 5,000. Right? So it depends on the event and what you're doing. Smaller the event, the more community focused the event, typically the cheaper.
Can you guys elaborate? Joe posted something in the chat. He said future scholarship fund checks for $1. What's that?
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't even have the chat open. Hold on. Joe, you want to comment? Because I have no idea what she's talking about.
Oh, that was just for instead of Halloween candy, make it personalized. Maybe if you have an LLC, you know, write out a check to the kid's name or out to the kid's name with the parents, and then, you know, give them $1, $5, whatever it is, whatever denomination, but at least you'll have that, you know, tie with them and they'll always remember you.
Instead of candy?
They can buy a lot of candy after Halloween.
You get candy and money. Come on.
I'm just saying, like, you know, we all know when we went to that house that they were giving out something that wasn't candy. Like, we all like, we didn't like that shit. Like, you know,
They give her the
like,
bad eye, the
Yeah.
evil eye. Like, really?
or they give out healthy something or other. Like, ugh. No, but it's a good idea. I mean, think outside the box. Doing something different is always a great option, because it's going to get you remembered. It's going to help you stand out. Well, this is, I hope everybody has learned something, that this was a good use of your time.
I got another question.
Yeah.
So I know you had mentioned it previously that you were going to, there was a script or something that we can use when we do host the little seminars at the office. Is that available now? And then is it gonna, like, where do we go to schedule the room or the
Just
the
call
class?
the office and check what dates are available. But yeah, the PowerPoint should be on My One Blue. I'll double check that. I'm not taking it down. I know when we moved over, I just want to make sure it got moved over, but yeah, I'll make sure it's there.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, I got one for you.
Mhm.
When you mentioned contacting the divorce attorneys, what's just like a basic good thing to talk to them about when they call? Because I tried contacting one last week, And when I told them what I was doing, initially, I guess the lady misunderstood me, and she said that, you know, we don't hand out our clients' information. Before I could say, I'm just trying to reach, you know, the lawyer, she hung up the phone. So what would be an initial good, like, scripted before they click the
Go
phone
visit
line?
them. Go visit and build your relationship first with the doorkeeper. You're not going to get to the attorney right away.
Okay.
Right, so who's the doorkeeper? Usually it's the paralegal. And an FYI, in a law firm, it's not the attorney who runs the place. If you attended the class with the attorney last week, who did he say runs his office? Mickey, right? It's
Yeah.
paralegal. So that's the person. You want to get to the attorney, you got to earn their favor. So go drop off cookies, you know, with a little flyer and business cards, and it's old-fashioned sales calls for those. That is getting out there, getting in their face, dropping off stuff. You're not selling, you're just there, you know, dropping off something. We get them every day here. I think every home inspector within a 50-mile radius has been through our front door in the last, 2 months. You know, it cracks me up. So you got to get out there and just door to door it.
Okay, cool.
And also those networking events, getting in those business networking events, going to the chamber meetings, you're going to organically meet people, right? And then you may know an attorney, you may build a relationship with an attorney at one of these events that is in a different field. And like, hey, do you know any good, probate attorneys that I can network with? Or they might know someone. So just think outside the box.
I do have one more question and then I'm done. I'm sorry.
Did that last time.
No, I didn't. So the QR codes that people can scan to get to your website, where is that? Like, do we have those for our websites, or how does that happen?
Canva.com.
Okay.
You can create them right in Canva.
Can you repeat that, Kevin?
What?
Something.com. What was the
Canva.
first? Oh,
Yeah.
Canva.
So it's just in Canva?
Yeah. It's one of the things you can add to any design is a QR code.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And then when you go to the elements on the left-hand side, just type in QR in the search. Then it'll filter all out. Click that one. It's going to ask for the website. You put the website in. It creates it for you.
Thank you. I did not know that. Thank you for that.
Get in there. I tell you, Canva has got a lot that people aren't using. Only 30% of our agents are logging in on a weekly basis. And that tool costs us well over $1,000 a month.
I stay in there every day, so.
You have over 3,000 individual designs available for you. So there ain't no damn excuse for not posting on social. If you're like, I don't know what to post, Canva.com. Pick on building your brand, working with buyers, or working with sellers. Follow your path. All right, everyone. Well, have a great day. Our time is up. It's actually ran up. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, give us a call, shoot us an email.
Before you go, Kevin,
Yeah.
we have until Friday for the school supplies to bring over the donations.
Yep. And as of right now, we have nothing. So that would be great.
Okay. Well, I will.
You rock. Joe,
Thanks.
thank you for joining us from all the way in South Florida. Look at that.
My pleasure. Thank you, guys.
We have Carrie in Tampa. We have Brittany in Lakeland and Joe in South Florida. We're covering the state. So
Guys, have a great one.
take care, everyone. Have a good
Thanks.
day.
Take care.
Bye.